This video intends to demonstrate bad and best practices in interviewing techniques with children. The goal of taking a statement from a child is obtaining an accurate and reliable account that can be used before any tribunal if offences are disclosed. Remember that the interview should fall into 4 phases: rapport, initiate and support a free narrative, questioning, and closure.
What's his name? Lethan, what's his name? Lethan, what's his name?
Olufu.
Alufu?
You know I can't be here for too long, so I have to go.
I didn't know that. How long have you got?
10 minutes?
Well, actually I've got to go as well, so fine, 10 minutes.
Good.
Well, we can finish in 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Well, let's go have a look at the file. Alufu. Let's have a look. Alufu. It's different. Wrong file. Yeah, okay, right.
There is no introduction of the interviewers or of the child. No ground rules are laid out for the child to understand what is going to happen. There has been no preparation for the interview. The file should have been read before the interview and not for the first time in front of the child. There is not enough time to conduct the interview, and so the interview should not have started, and never convey time pressures to the child.
You've been accused of being a witch? I'm not sure I believe that.
Okay.
Yeah. Is it true? I don't think it is true.
Hello? Look, if you don't say something, we won't be able to help you.
No rapport is established with the child. Interviewers should turn off mobile phones before the interview begins. There is no interview plan. Only one person should ask the questions. The second person is present to provide support and take notes. Here the interviewers are alternating with the questions. This destroys rapport with the child. There is no addressing the importance of telling the truth.
So it also says you were beaten. Is it not right that you were beaten? Were there witnesses? Was anybody nearby? Did you suffer from it? Were you hospitalised? Do you have injuries?
Were your limbs bounded?
It's not true, is it, that you were a witch? You're not a witch, are you?
Do you have any injuries? Were your limbs bounded?
Did you do something wrong?
There are multiple questions asked. These elicit the answer yes or no without the interviewer knowing which question is being answered. Never ask multiple questions. Avoid using adult words and court language when speaking to a child. You should use simple and age-appropriate language. Do not use negative questions such as "It's not right that he hit you, is it?" It's confusing to the child and is likely to result in a yes or no answer, which is confusing to the interviewer. The child is not allowed to give his account and is interrupted. The opening questions from the interviewer blames the child. This should never happen.
I don't know why they waited so long to contact us. He's been here for hours. Probably needs to go home.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, he probably needs to go back to the church. He was,
Yes.
Lethan, he was outside a church, right? Is that what he said?
Well, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, don't cry. We'll get you back to the church. Don't worry. You probably should have been taken inside the church rather than taken here. There's been a mistake, but I'm pleased we've sorted it out and we can go now.
Oh, good.
All right.
Because
okay.
I need to leave.
Yeah, we need to leave. If you stay here, Alufu, somebody will come for you and they'll take you to the church, or they can take you back to your mum and dad. You shouldn't have been brought here. Okay, let's go. All right, thank you. I was nearly worried that we hadn't got time, but I'm pleased we managed to sort that one out.
Quick one.
Yeah, quick work. Always good.
Yes.
No problem.
Okay.
There is no investigation into safeguarding the child. There is no consideration by the interviewers as to potential perpetrators of crimes against the child. The interviewers have no information as to the safety of the child returning to parents or to the church. There is no closure of the interview for the child. The interviewers close it for him. The end result is that the interviewers have got completely the wrong information for themselves and for any future investigation. The child remains in danger, and the trail of evidence will soon run cold.
Hi, my name is Kirsty Brimelow, and I'm a lawyer here. And this is Lethan.
Hi, I'm Lethan, and I'm a social worker.
Now, I'm going to ask you some questions about today. And Lethan here is going to make some notes because otherwise I'll forget what you said, okay? But first of all, there's a couple of formal bits and I'm going to say them. The date is the 13th of March, 2019, and the time is just after 3 o'clock. And can you tell me your full name, please?
My name is Olufu Bassi.
And do you know how to spell Bassi? B-A-S. Don't worry, we can write it as it sounds. And Olufu, how old are you?
12.
Do you know when your birthday is?
I don't know.
Do you have a party when it's your birthday?
No.
No. Olufu, do you go to school?
Yes.
Do you know the name of your school?
Unity School.
If the child does not know the information, consider other ways of getting the information, such as through schools.
If I ask you a question that you don't understand, that's my fault. And so just say, I don't understand, and I'll ask you again. If there's something you don't remember, that's no problem. Just say, I don't remember. And if you want a break, this is really important, please say, stop, I want a break. Or, you see that card there? You can just tap the card and we'll know you want to stop. You can stop whenever you like. All right?
The interviewers are prepared for the interview when the child arrives. Their attention is on the child. Only one person is speaking at the interview. The interviewer takes time to introduce herself and the note-taker to the child, explain their roles, and get basic information about the child before the interview begins. This helps to build rapport with the child.
Now, Olufu, I need to know that you know the difference between truth and lies, because the only rule that we have here is that you tell the truth. Okay? Now, do you know the difference between truth and lies?
Yeah.
You do. So let me think of an example. Imagine there's a boy called Femi, and he's here, and there's a banana instead of a yellow card on that table. Femi eats a banana, and then Femi's mum comes in and says, Femi, where is that banana? And Femi says, I don't know. Is that the truth or is it a lie?
A lie.
Good. But if Femi says, Mum, I've just eaten the banana, is that the truth or is it a lie?
The truth.
Yeah. So you understand you must tell the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Ensuring that the child understands the difference between truth and a lie is important. Always ask for the truth at the beginning of the interview. If you deal with it at the end, it could seem that you didn't believe the child. Tell the child in advance what he's going to be asked about.
Do you remember the two people who brought you here? They were called Comfort and Tunde. Do you remember them?
Yeah.
Yeah. And can you tell me where you met Comfort and Tunde?
Outside the church.
Free narrative stage.
And can you tell me what happened before you met Comfort and Tunde?
I came to church with my dad, auntie mom, and my brother and sister. Pastor Thomas, he called me a witch, and they were beating me and saying that I'm the reason for all the bad things.
Right, Alufu, where were you when Pastor Thomas said you were a witch? Alufu, where were you when he called you a witch?
If a child is unable to speak about the actual abuse, one technique is to ask questions on a different topic and then return to the abuse itself.
Okay, Alufu, I'm going to come back to asking you about being called a witch. But first of all, I just want to ask you some questions about your family. Is that all right? Who do you live with?
My dad, auntie mom, and my brother and sister.
Can you tell me their names?
Emmanuel and Ayo.
Listen to the child. Clarify if required.
And the other names?
My sister's name is Ayo. My brother's name is Adebayo. And my auntie mom's name is Grace Ita.
And can you explain to me what you mean by auntie mum?
She's my new mom.
Do you have another mum?
She passed.
Do you know when she passed?
I don't know.
Open questions are the best type of questions for information gathering. They allow the child to give an unrestricted answer. Open questions often start with "tell me" or "explain to me." If clarification is needed, such as with names, do it at the time unless it interrupts the child.
Alufi, I'm going to ask you some questions about the church. Do you go to church?
Yeah.
How often do you go to church?
Every Sunday we go.
Alufu, who is we?
My dad, auntie mom, and my brother and sister.
And do you like going to church?
No, I'm in trouble. It's my fault.
What's your fault?
We're hungry. It's my fault.
What do you think is your fault, Alufu?
I can't help it.
What is your fault?
It's my fault because I'm a witch.
Alufu, you said that Pastor Thomas called you a witch. Where was that?
In church.
These questions allow the interviewer to focus on the relevant issues. They usually start with who, what, where, and when. Avoid why, as they can result in an emotional response rather than facts.
Alufu, you said that you were beaten. Who beat you?
He did.
Who?
The pastor.
How did he beat you?
I don't know.
Alufu, did he use his hands or did he use something else?
He didn't use his hands.
What did he use?
I don't know.
Alufu, would you be able to draw what he used, do you think? Do you want to try? Yeah? Should we try? I have some paper here and I've got a pen. Is that okay? You can try and draw it.
Do not fill pauses. Be careful not to substitute your words for the child's words. Use drawings as an aid if appropriate.
Thank you. And Alufu, can you tell me what you've drawn?
A stick.
That's a stick. And Alufu, how do you know he beat you with a stick?
I saw it.
And who is he who was beating you with the stick?
The pastor.
The pastor. Can you remind me of his name again?
Pastor Thomas.
Pastor Thomas. And did he say anything?
He said he was getting rid of the evil.
And was anyone else there when he was beating you?
My dad and auntie mum. My aunties and uncles from the church were there. They were yelling, get the evil out of him and keep beating him.
Alufu, are you hurt? Can you tell me where you were hurt? Okay, how about if you point and I say the part that you're pointing to and you tell me if I'm right or wrong. Is that okay? We'll do that? Yeah? Right, so point. So you're pointing to your wrist, is that right? And Alufu, when you nod, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So your wrist, where else? Is that your arm?
Yeah.
And where else? Anywhere else? Is that your back?
Yeah.
Is there anywhere else? Okay.
If the child points clearly to a body part but will not give the name for the body part, the note taker should recall that the child points to and name the body part. Facts already given by the child can be repeated back, but they must be accurate, and so avoid unless you get it right.
Okay, Alufu, there's a lot of information there. I'm just going to ask Lethan if there's any questions I've forgotten to ask you. Is that okay? So, Lethan.
Give us a name of the school, so we need the address and name of the teacher.
Yes. What was the name of the school?
Unity School.
Thank you. I had forgotten, Alufu. So you told us that you went to Unity School. Where is Unity School?
It's in my village.
It's in your village. And is there a teacher that you know at your school?
My teacher is Mrs. Matto.
Alufu, I'm going to stop asking you questions now so you can have a break. Is there anything else you want to say?
my auntie mum, she yelled at the pastor, keep beating him. I think she wanted the pastor to beat me.
Did your dad do anything?
No.
Okay, Alufa, is there anything else you want to say?
No, I don't think so.
If there is something else you think of, don't worry. You can easily tell me, or tell Lethan, or Comfort, or Tunde.
Remember, Olufu, the phone numbers are in your phone, and I showed you where my office is and where Kirsty's office is, and the doors are always open.
Now, Alufa, I hear you like football. Is that right?
Yeah, I love it.
Is there anything else you like? What about food?
Yam and chocolate.
Ah, okay. Well, I do like chocolate. Not football, but chocolate. So, well, Lethan, I don't know. Maybe you can try and find him some football.
Yeah, sure.
Would you like that to go and play for a bit? How does that sound?
Sounds good.
Yeah. Well, Alufu, thank you. Thank you so much for talking, and we'll speak again, okay?
Always check with your colleague whether there are any further questions. Always tell the child that the interview is coming to an end and given him, her, the opportunity to add further information. Finish with neutral topics and aim to finish on a positive note. Ensure the child knows how he, she can make further contact. Where possible, let the child know what is going to happen next.